Hello, beautiful people. How I manifested from 0 to 100,000. And let me show you how. This isn't about me saying, oh, big me, look at me. This is about me saying I'm a law of attraction teacher. I learned this. I practiced it. I aligned with it. And the abundance came. Let me tell you a little bit of backstory. I've been doing this a long time, and all my needs were always met. And I manifested all my needs are always met. And they always were. Just. There was never anything left over. There was always enough. There was enough to be able to pay my bills. There was enough for me to be able to live reasonably. But there were no luxuries. There were no extras. There were no holidays. There were no extravagances, because all my needs were always met. In 2019, I made the decision, it's time for abundance. What am I doing wrong? Why isn't there more than enough? Why is there only just enough? So I started learning. Now, in 2019 and 2020, I didn't even have a savings account because there was never anything left over to put in a savings account. It was always gone by the end of the month, and then more would come. But because I'm self-employed, I get paid periodically, daily, weekly, all over the place. There was always enough, but there was never anything left over. So I started learning. I went back to the law of attraction and I said, what am I doing wrong? Why is there not abundance and wealth and prosperity? I was renting my home, had a basic car, and I said, I want more. I'm hugely grateful for what I have. Thank you so much. But I'm dissatisfied. I am grateful and happy and thankful for what I have, but I want more. I'm a child of the universe. I deserve more. I work very hard. There should be an abundance. And so what am I doing wrong? I spent the next year, 18 months, reading over, I would say probably 60 books. Neville Goddard, went back to law of attraction teachers. I read lots of wealth books. I read lots of different things. And I aligned with more than enough, with prosperity. I started setting goals. I started aligning with those goals. I started saying, I want my own house. I want to be able to get a mortgage even though I'm 57, as I was at the time. I want. Not like a petulant child stamping her feet, but in a I deserve, I am aligned with. Anyway, I don't want to make this too long. I want you to know that this worked. I put huge amounts of hours and time into it. I figured out what works, what doesn't. Why doesn't it come? Why does it come? What is the difference? Now, here we are in May 2024. In less than 4 years, I created a savings account. In my savings account right now, I have access to over £100,000. Which blows my mind, frankly, blows my mind, from 0 to more than 100,000 in less than 4 years. There were stepping stones along the way. I didn't manifest it in 30 days. I worked for it. I worked hard. I followed inspired action. I bought a small house. I put a lot of work and effort and time and money into it, and I made it worth more. I'm currently back in renting, and I'm manifesting now a new house, the forever house, the dream house, not the compromise, not the little house. And I've got it. I'm moving into it in September. And that 100,000 plus is going to be going into that house. But I've already set new goals. Now, I'm telling you all of this, not so that I can say, oh, look at me. So many of you are struggling in lack, like I was. I want to be able to help you. This stuff works. So nearly 2 years ago now, my spiritual team said, right, here you go. You know, the abundance is flowing. You're doing really well. You're doing better than you've ever done. You know, my income had doubled and then doubled again over those 4 years. It has gone up and up and up. I'm doing it right. What I'm doing is working. And my spiritual team said to me, can you please share this? Can you please help other people? Share the knowledge, share the love, share the tips, tools, share the process, share the formula. We want more people to be in abundance. We want more people to be in ease. It's so difficult for you to raise your vibration into this 5D, 60, 70 when you're in poverty, struggle and lack, because you're in survival mode, you're in fear, you're in that heavy energy. And they want, spirit wants, the universe wants, God wants, you want to raise yourself up into a life of ease and flow and prosperity and abundance in all its forms. So they asked me in the summer of 2022 to write it all down in a book, to show you how, to give you a step-by-step guide. Do this, then that, then do this, then do that, and this is the result. Hundreds, thousands now of you have bought that book, From Hoping to Having. This. The 3 R's to create your best life. Remember, reset, receive. The ultimate law of attraction guidebook. This is what they asked me to write. I have put into this all of my knowledge of 25 years worth of working in this stuff, and then the last 5 or 6 years when I finally moved into prosperity and abundance and creating the dream life. I'm now living that. I haven't finished. I'm aligned with more, not out of greed, out of deservability. This is to help you get into the same stream. Now, some of you are going to say, that's impossible. There's no way that can happen for me. I'd have to win the lottery. If you believe you can't, you know what, you're right. But if you believe in the impossible, if you believe that you can achieve, if you could even have a tiny little bit of belief of maybe it's possible, do you know what? I'll take that, maybe, and I'll run with it. And I'll move it from maybe into the hoping and into the having. Read this book. I am asking you to buy this book. Okay? Now, lots of you don't read. Lots of you, English isn't your first language. This is on ebook. This is on paperback, hardbook. It's also on Audible, audiobook. So you can listen to it, let it permeate, let it go into you. It's a step-by-step guide. If you'd have said to me in 2018, 2019, in a few years' time, you'll have 100 plus grand sitting there waiting for you to do whatever you want with. But I stepped into, what's my doubt? Why don't I believe it? What's going on? I found my blocks. I found my belief systems. Let me tell you, right? Got a little list here. I aligned and accepted myself unconditionally. I stepped into my creative power. I identified my goals and why I wanted those goals. I then identified my blocks, my limitations, my beliefs, worth, lack, poverty consciousness, struggle consciousness, and I neutralized, healed them, cleared them, released them. And then I stepped into a brand new energy that I'd never really had, open to receive. As all of those aligned, it started flowing. The gates of abundance started opening. Everything I learnt, Spirit guided this. This is channeled from my spiritual team. Some of it, they said, you can write this bit. Other bits, they were telling me exactly what to say and write from the higher realms. Instructions from the universe of how the game of life works. This is the rule book. This is the game book. When you understand the game book, you understand the game, and then you can start winning this game of life to create your best life. So I wrote this, and in there is loads of affirmations, loads of instructions, loads of step by step. And then they asked me to create a separate affirmation booklet, so that some of you that want that can just open a page, focus on an affirmation for today and align with it. And then more recently, as you know, I've created affirmation cards as well, which you'll see on my YouTube channel. But I want you to know this isn't just exclusive, this success, this prosperity. It's not exclusive to me, people like me. I've been homeless. I've been street homeless. I have been moved around. I have been poverty conscious. I have been in struggle and lack. I had to learn this stuff, and I have, and it's worked, and I'm continuing to evolve, and life becoming easier and better and more enriched. Everything I've done in this book, I've been asked to do by the universe, to share the knowledge, to share the tips, to share the information. Don't keep it to yourself. Did you know, and I only recently found this out, did you know that the average wealth coaching course is over £10,000? It's a lot of money when you don't have it, and lots of you don't have it. So will you invest £5 to £25? Because that's what my books cost. I think the ebook is about £5 or £8. The print is about 15, hardback is about 25. Will you invest in you? I think the Audible is free if you're on an Audible membership. If you're not on an Audible membership, I think it's about £16. Now, when you're really skint, £16 is a lot, but it's a hell of a lot less than £10,000 for one of those wealth courses, which I'm sure are magnificent. But what I'm saying is I'm trying to reach those of you that haven't got 10 grand to go on one of these courses. I'm reaching those who might be able to find a tenner, 20 quid to buy my book. Read this, learn from it, apply it. You don't have to believe me. I'm the author, obviously. I've got an agenda here. I want to sell more books, but I want to share the knowledge. Don't necessarily believe me. This is available on Amazon in every country in the world. All right, go to your Amazon, Amazon US, Amazon Canada, Amazon Australia, Amazon UK, Amazon France, wherever you are, go to your Amazon and read the reviews. Read what people are saying. This has transformed my life. I can't believe the difference in my life in just a few months from reading this book. This is my go-to book, the best law of attraction book I've ever read. I'll take some of the credit, but I also hand over some of the credit to upstairs that channeled it through me for you. I already knew it. I didn't write it for me. I wrote it for you. This is for you. So can you move yourself from it's impossible to a maybe? Can you move the maybe to the possibly? Can you invest in you 10 or 20 quid? Read this, apply it, and start seeing your life transform. In money, in love, in health, in career, in all aspects. It's time to open to receiving. Let me show you how. I want you to know a life of ease, easier. Every week, month, my life gets easier and easier. That's what I aligned with. That's what I focused on. And that's what I want you to do too. To have too. So, thank you for indulging me, to listening to me. I wrote this for you. Invest that little bit in you. It's important that you put a little bit of money into it because that's the exchange. The universe works on exchange, on flow. You pay, energy called money. You receive. You're open to receiving. I am open to receiving. This is how it works. This is how it flows. Now, Amazon, there's links on my website. The cards that I sell are not on Amazon. These from Hoping to Having affirmation cards. These are on a separate link you'll find on my website or on the link below in the description box. Click the title, the description box opens. All the links are there. All the information is there. Invest in you. Can you move from hoping to having? Can you align? I know you can. Step into it. It's time. All right. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day and I'll see you next time. You take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.